It's getting cold in here. We're in an ice queendom. Full disclosure, I'm not looking forward to this. I think this is going to be like... do you ever get that sense from something like, oh, this is going to be dull?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course I get that sense but I don't know if I have that sense right now. I heard a minor spoiler that episode 2 is all going to be anime original.
You mean episode 4?
Oh yeah. I mean OVA 2, whatever they call these things. What we're about to watch right now. Oh wait, no, this is only episode 4. This isn't even.
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
Because they released 1 through 3 as like a preview, and I think like, God, the history of this anime is so weird because apparently Canon-Adjacent was like, yeah, I can make a great 8-episode anime out of this, and they're like, yeah, maybe do a recap. It's like, what? Yeah, do a recap of volume 1 just so people aren't lost, and it's like,
what?
Yeah, Ghetto was just like, yeah, no, the original anime, we can just do 8 episodes and we're good. And I think either Rooster Teeth or the production company, they were like, nah, round it out to 12 episodes, recap the first volume. It's like,
oh God.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Because I was like disappointed with how they handled their original OC character, Do Not Steal. Like, would they just slapped him into the woods scene? The landing strategy scene, except with guest.
Yeah, we literally had a better suggestion where it was like, you could have him watching from the shadows. Oh, and for the record, we learned this afterwards, and we need to address it. And Shion is a him.
That's a guy. Yeah,
that's a guy.
We didn't know. We couldn't tell.
Yeah, like I don't know. They might have referenced him as him, but like we were so busy talking, we might not have noticed. So that might be on us. But at the same time, that is not a dude. I'm just pointing that out. It looks like a woman, talks like a woman. You can see we're confused.
It is like a female voice actress.
Yeah, so it's a female voice actress.
Yeah. They do that in anime, but usually not for adult characters.
Yeah, usually it's for kids. Like a young Al.
Yeah. Goku the whole time.
Goku. Yeah, Goku's gets to be an adult and he's still voiced by a woman.
Yeah.
So it caught us
basically this new character is Hatterene Goku.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how this works. And the other thing to address is that there were updates to episodes 1 through 3 that changed
after the fact?
Well, it's because like there was a preview version. It wasn't the actual airing version. The airing version sort of like, it's weird because it's how you typically have like upgrades to the Blu-ray, but it's like we get upgrades to the preview. So we get the preview version, and then we got the airing version, and we'll presumably get a Blu-ray version that's upgraded. But they change facial expressions.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Yang, I've seen, like, some images of Yang. She looks a lot warmer in a lot of her shots. There is, like, not a facial expression in the episodes that goes unchanged, and it baffles me that they were allowed to release with the facial expressions they had. Like, what is their process?
I mean, if it was just supposed to be, like, a preview version. But didn't that one hit Crunchyroll?
I think they might have updated the Crunchyroll ones, but they can do that back end.
It's weird that they released... I mean, like, if we got, like, our perfectly legal copy, of course. But, like, if we actually just picked it up off of Crunchyroll and then they changed it, that would be a little weird for me.
I think maybe on Crunchyroll they have the preview version as the 1 through 3 episode, like a single episode, quote unquote. Like a single video. Meanwhile, I think episodes 1 through 3, the Aryan versions are distinguished episodes that I think have the opening and such. Which, for the record, we haven't seen the opening yet. I have not seen it. I have kept myself blind to it for this reaction. So you'll be getting my 100% real reaction to the opening of Ice Queendom.
Interesting. All right. Okay. Yeah. No, I haven't seen it either. I didn't even realize there wasn't one in the last recording.
Yeah, there wasn't. There was, like, I think the ending song for it was the opening song, like how they typically do that in anime, where like the first episode or whatever has the the opening song is the ending song. Regardless, we'll find out now, because here we are, episode 4, Ice Queendom. I have no idea what to expect other than shaft-nanigans.
Shaft-nanigans?
Yeah, Madoka Magica shit. We're going in hard.
Okay, alright.
3, 2, 1, go!
Is there audio?
Oh
god.
Ow.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm turning the volume down.
maybe have a little audio to tell us that we weren't busting our eardrums?
Oh god. I turned it up before that too. I was like, wait a second, is this like just really low? No. It's gonna break my fucking ears. Is this
Oh, dude, get the fuck out of there. Those fucking like snowflakes are dropping like shuriken.
They're dropping like sharpened comm badges.
What? There's nothing. I see that Ruby's gone into the newest Spyro level.
I'm so dumb. I thought that was a snowboard.
I want to, like, whenever I see them draw their weapons, I want to bring Monty's clip of no wasted movement. So often. In just this and in late Ruby.
Yeah, they spin around a lot. Okay, so we're watching the intro.
I mean, they're doing a nice
Oh, hey,
stuff,
they
these
added
sluts.
these people to it.
Hey, I do like they're making the symbols more prominent. They haven't been prominent since, like, Volume 3.
Yeah.
And that was, like, one of the coolest things about the original, you know, all original Ruby is, like, symbols and, like, iconography was such a heart of the show, and now it's just gone.
Yeah, Ozpin and his clocks.
I mean, I'll give him props for, like, finding good ways to reuse old animation and make it look slick, but, like, you're reusing old animation for this.
Just you know, yeah, well, how do we make a zero budget anime OP?
How about a cute little horsey? Okay, that little, like, saxophone sting at the end is a little funny. I don't know why. Oh, it is! It is a snowboard!
Oh my god.
Crescent Rose is a snowboard!
I'm actually a secret genius.
This is, I am a full improvement of this. Well, I've seen this meme, man. It's like 20 years old. And that's where we'll recreate the Black Trailer. It says she has the money from Maiden Abyss.
What happened? What? What is this?
Okay, so
I'm so confused.
Because remember, they could call outside of the dream. I presume that this is inside, like, Weiss's dream right now, and she's calling out to the others.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Also, Leanne looks different now.
Is that Leanne, or is it weird dream stuff?
Is it just dream money?
Oh, I was joking about reenacting the Black Trailer. Oh, are we going hardcore racist against the Faunus? Like, is this like the Faunus Samba? Because like I'd be impressed if they're going full racist Weiss in this, because they've already like had Weiss be less apologetic.
That's
yeah. They aren't human anymore.
Yeah, that's some shit right there. All right, racist Weiss. Let's go!
I'm on board to see where they're taking this now. It's like, okay, yeah. we got a hard negative character trait we have to work through. Okay, someone's gonna have to explain this fucking mechanic, because now you're just getting...
just have whatever she wants for a coin.
I mean, I've heard throw a coin to your Witcher, man, but this is like a new extreme.
This is throw a coin to your level editor. Oh, so she can just do that now.
Yeah, she can just do that. Like, that wasn't a thing she learned.
That took like
years.
6 volumes for her to learn, but okay.
This music is a little intense for what's happening. It's like we're going into like an action combat scene, but we're not. It's just her walking around a maze.
I wish that song played every time I was looking for my phone. Ah, shit, where'd I leave it? Did I put it in the fridge for some reason?
Stop calling this number.
Do you have Prince Albert in a can?
I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
You know, have you seen Inception? This will become much easier to explain.
I won't be able to help you. Okay, so it's his aura fueling the coins? This is the most... I have to ask, how did you figure out this was your semblance? Don't worry, we started playing a song in slow motion, so when it ends out, you'll wake up. She was literally being racist to you, Blake. You're fine. Like, it's not fine, because, you know, another living being going through possession, but at the same time, like, she was being pretty shitty to you. I can understand it. You're fine.
I hope in, like, the English dub that is a very sarcastically delivered line.
Have you seen the clips from the English dub?
No, I haven't.
It's as flat as this delivery. It's like, because they have to match the tone and the characters, it's exactly as I feared.
Is this still Amy Koizaki? For
What?
Yang?
I think so. Ryuko Motoi.
Yes. Oh no, now they're doing Stranger Things.
What? You just wasted a coin for no reason!
Didn't anyone ever teach you that a penny saved is a penny earned?
And now we're in Princess Principal.
That looks more like Attack on Titan to me.
Similar aesthetics. Maybe a little column A, little column B.
Attack on Madoka Principal.
No. I'm sorry, I want a giant robot that'll call me Big Daddy now. Sure thing, Big Daddy. Why do you have a rear gun? Oh, okay, okay, it's acknowledged. Oh, that's cute. I'll give it that one. Oh, is that like a subtle, like, joke that Weiss thinks Ruby's weapon is backwards? Like it's
Maybe?
literally, it's like, man, it's such a backwards piece of technology.
I mean, if that's the case, I would have preferred if they set it up a bit more.
I'll give it this. I'm more impressed that we're going with this more hard-edged, we're not going into like a fake reality so much as that like it's fighting in a dream world.
Yeah.
Like I thought they were gonna like to go through like a fake school year or something like that sort of thing.
Cheater.
How does
You
that
can't just take a picture of the dream map.
all your clocks on there are going to be wrong. Okay, so it's Soviet Russia. Okay.
In Soviet Russia, dream has you.
It's Soviet Russia as run by Eastern Europe during Nazi Germany. Arbeit macht frei.
Yeah, because if there's one thing the Japanese love. Okay, that's just as cute as Bunny Jean. Is this like Whitley?
It might be Winter. Or if for all we know, it could just be like Weiss. So actually, it kind of has Weiss's hairstyle from Volume 7 onward.
Huh. Or is it an anime original OC?
It might just be like an assistant for Weiss. Big Nicholas, stop saying that. This is in Weiss's mind. Like, what is this saying about her? She refers to her dad as, oh, Happy Klein. Oh, yeah. But she refers to her dad as Big Nicholas. That alarms me to some degree.
Yeah. Is he not Jacques in Japanese?
No, isn't the grandfather Big Nicholas?
Yeah, I think the grandfather would be Big Nicholas.
Okay, alright. I mean, that's still weird. Just imagine, like, tiny, like, 5-year-old Weiss being like, Big Nicholas!
No, she's just dreaming about Nick Cage. Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh, the bees! Not the bees!
What?
Wait, didn't we already establish you guys are actually friends? Why are you saying these guys? Oh, hey, Cardin. Okay, I want to see this in English, purely so I can hear Miles going meow a lot. I think that'd be funny.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so now we have the Shadow Wall people from,
Volume 1.
No, Utena. Oh, no, okay, you know, it is the Shadow people from Volume 1.
They finally made them canon. Ruby, look out behind you, there's a bat! Oh, I can't believe they skipped Birdie No.
You're still on that?
Yeah.
I still can't believe they've skipped the fight at the docks, and there are so many people who are like, it's just a recap, and it's like, what is it fucking recapping?
Okay. That coat wasn't on her arms?
No, don't you wear your coats without putting your arms to the sleeves?
Well, I mean...
They're just glorified
yeah,
capes.
but I don't know how to wear coats. I live in Southern California.
Well, you're moving up north, right? You better get used to it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna learn.
No, if you want to be dramatic, you only drape it gently around your shoulders.
Yeah.
Like a cape. Oh, it is Whitley.
It is Whitley. He's Batman.
They're turning all the guys into cute animals.
I mean, hey, I approve.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like, you know, I want a cute girl, too.
They'll eventually.
We're getting weird cat girl Blake. Like, that's not really compensation. She's
Blake
already
was
a cat
girl. Oh, God. Oh, my God. What the fuck is this?
Big Nicholas is how they do salutes, I guess. I guess Hail Caesar. Ave true to Kaiser there.
Oh, I thought they were gonna finally spill the beans that she's actually Ironwood's bastard.
Oh, damn, that'd be great. Shut up,
Drunk
laughing
milk
wall mother.
shadows.
I can't get over Big Nicholas. They say it too much. Stop saying it, please.
Hey, at least it's not Big Richard.
Shion on their end is like, Jesus, kid, I don't have time for this bullshit. I'm not your therapist. Go punch the bitch and drag her out kicking and screaming if you have to. That has to be a cold fucking river.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be barefoot in that. You gotta get frostbite.
Ha! Wanted.
Weiss does want me. All right.
Just like look closer on as if for her stupid sexy lips and stupid sexy. Like, oh, Weiss. Oh, you
gotta work through these feelings.
Oh, another unique song. Oh, it's a little sheepy.
Big Nicholas did.
Are we gonna get RWBY versus Weiss?
That would be a thing. Based on how the fights from last episode looked, it's probably gonna be awful, but you know.
Oh god, so many people were like, oh, you don't understand Sakuga. And it's like, yes, I understand Sakuga.
Sakuga is animation that looks good.
Yes. The animation looked fine, but like it was over animated in comparison to everything else. It's like it was Sakuga to the extreme.
I would not go so far as to say that animation looked fine.
Well, they might have fixed that for the record.
Maybe, but good luck on me ever figuring out by watching the fixed versions.
What was that run cycle right there?
It's Sakuga, Raymond, you don't understand!
Mo shiranai! Why didn't you leave the city?
You even wasted one earlier. Fantastic. You got to dream bigger, darling.
Yeah, this is literally her dream, Ruby. She can teleport. Ah,
that was it.
So we're not going to have the show the fight. I guess we can watch the ED.
Yeah, I guess we could. Hey, at least this isn't reused animation.
Yeah, but they're just using stock background effects from Adobe After Effects.
I'm gonna repeat. At least it's not reused animation. Let's just go ham in Premiere.
What? Oh, this is interesting. I like this. It's mimicking the concept art from the earlier volumes. That was a nice touch. I like that.
I mean, they still do concept art in the...
Oh, that's right. This is the ED. I forgot that I don't like this song for the ED. Oh God, those notes. Please stop.
Oh, that note hurt me.
Stop. You can't. I know you're trying, but whoever wrote this song did not make it for you.
For you, yeah. Yeah, that was a poor break right there.
It's just like she keeps trying to hit that note and it just keeps on not working. Don't want to see the preview for the next episode. I don't need to see that.
Oh, there wasn't actually one.
Oh, just a waking. There's
just a fan art at the end.
Oh,
it looks like it looks like Weiss like covered in like sensor bars.
Wait, are you being serious?
No, like look at it. Like go back to like the It looks like somebody drew like not safe for work.
Someone drew not safe for work, censored it. They were told it wasn't enough, so they just drew the clothing on.
They just drew the clothes on anyway.
What am I looking at? What's that bar going across your shoulder? There are two of them up there. What's going on with that?
I mean, are these like belts? Does Weiss have that many belts on her?
Do you have an abdomen? Is like that white space under your arm more of your body? Because it looks fat then, but if it's not, then you're skinnier than like a Cheeto.
Yeah. No, right. Weiss does kind of have that many belts on her. Okay.
Episode discussion time.
That sure happened to us.
It wasn't bad. I don't think, like, it has some things that might be.
It wasn't like a train wreck.
Yeah, well, ironic considering there actually is a train wreck in this episode.
Yeah.
But no, like there are elements I can see that could be very, very dangerous if used inappropriately. That coin machine thing, that is playing with fire on the writer's hands. Because I mean, you're already in a dream, so you're already playing with a lot of fire because you can literally have characters like transporting around freaking what are those stairs?
Is that how they're going to explain the Volume 5 fight scene? It's in a dream.
It was literally just
everyone's teleporting around.
Oh, but who does the staircases? What am I thinking of?
MC Escher?
Yeah, it's like you have like MC Escher design. You can have that. Actually, I'm disappointed. The architecture doesn't seem to have like a lot of weirdness going on. It just seems like, oh, it's a weird.
They didn't want to rip off Inception that much.
No. Inception's biggest problem as like a dream-based story is that it didn't do enough to be creative with its visuals. Like it had a lot of like the world-folding stuff down. That was cool, but like it was just like standard cities and like mountaintops. It didn't have like any like. It could have been way more creative with more colorful visuals and the like. You could have pushed that, and now you have an anime doing it, and they're not doing anything with it other than. You throw a coin to your Witcher and you get a door out of it, or a decoy.
Yeah, I know. You can only make doors and payphones.
Doors, payphones, decoys.
And, like, the things that, like, pop up, they're like, road...
parking meters.
Parking meters, yeah. It's so fucking weird.
Like, okay, so this raises a lot of questions. One... Is this some kind of technique that Shion knows, or is it like the semblance that Shion has? Because I don't know if they specify. I think they specified that part of this is a semblance, but all right. You have the strings coming out of the weapon. So is the string on the weapon part of the semblance? Is the semblance... Are you channeling the semblance through the item? How did you learn how to do that? How did you figure out how this works? We're getting into a lot of backroom, like, world-building shit that is completely unstable with Shion.
Yeah.
But to be fair, that goes back with a lot of semblances with like, how do people figure out their semblances typically?
Yeah, you remember the worst scene from Volume 5? Where they played that like after school special background music and that wasn't even in the soundtrack? And Oscar's like, I need to learn my semblance by being a little bitch.
And then Ren says, well, some say it's one thing, and some say it's
others
another.
Say the opposite.
And then some say it's not even related to either of those two things. It's like...
Oh, Ren. So yeah, I would rather they just didn't, and it's just like, it's fucking magic.
It's so like
it's just a weave. I had to stop myself from making so many like Teleron references. Hey, does anybody watching read Wheel of Time? It's the land of dreams.
I have no reference for any of this, but
let's remove Ruby with Balefire.
But yeah, and then like okay, so the opening was fine. Like, as in, like, the opening of the show and the actual, like, OP. You know, those were
Oh, yeah,
fine.
Finding out that the Crescent Rose is a snowboard. Badass there.
That's cool. That's cool. I'll give him... Because, like,
it's all downhill from here.
It creates a new, interesting thing that Ruby has to, like, relearn her weapon in a way. It's like, you're in a foreign environment, armed only with a thing that you're not really sure is yours.
Because it's backwards. That's like, did they set that up at all? Like,
I don't think so.
Was there like a scene of Weiss staring at Ruby and being like, I literally don't understand what she's doing with that thing? Like, is it like if she spins around a lot and you don't, and like firing while like spinning the scythe around and she couldn't tell like what side the bullet was coming out of?
I guess, but I'm pretty sure Ruby has done like the planted in the ground firing out the front thing before. I'm pretty sure she did that in this show, but I'm not 100% sure because again, the recap should be telling us this information, but it doesn't really.
Yeah, it's not made like a real show. And it's not even made like a bad show. It's made like the people are completely aware that they're recapping, or that they're, recapping, remaking, alternate universing RWBY, and that like the people that are watching are like 100% down with having like zero continuity or storytelling.
It's like, okay, so it presumes that your viewers are already fans of RWBY. But if you know anything about RWBY's distribution in Japan, RWBY's popularity over there is pretty minimal. So who is this for if not weebs in America that already watch RWBY like us?
I mean, isn't that the problem
like
with like
us,
every
me and you we're kind of exceptions in that we're not the murder
everybody
birds.
Who has said you don't understand RWBY's like an anime.
And let me not be said, that's not an insult to Murder of Birds. He's having a good old time. He's a good kid. But like it was made for the Murder of Birds crew. It's like the people that like wholeheartedly enjoy RWBY. They typically don't criticize it. I think this was not made for critics, because the critics are tearing this apart. I'm pretty sure we're like well, I guess I shouldn't say that because there are other critics that are like, oh yeah, it was fine. Just me, you, and Tom.
I mean, the only critics that I really follow are like already like positive people besides us.
Yeah,
like Dan, like Dan and Cal. It's like, oh, okay.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out who is this for. I don't know, really.
Like, God, it really does kind of feel like a studio saw RWBY and they were like, this sucks. I could do better in my sleep. And then they like took a nap and wrote this.
Oh, sleep. Dreams.
Dreams. Yeah, it's like it's okay. So like we got to cut this episode a little slack because it is in a dream. So, but like all of this stuff, like I get what they're trying to tell us about Weiss. I understand that much, at least. Like, Weiss grew up in her little totalitarian family circle, being fed racist propaganda by her slave-owning father. Like, I get why she's having messed up dreams. But, like, I don't know where they're going with it. I guess we could find out.
I still hold that the entire idea of recapping Volume 1 was a massive blunder to this entire story.
Could you imagine if we started here?
No, I would not actually say we started here. What I say is, like, you have those 3 episodes. Just tell a slice of life at Beacon and introduce the characters naturally through their regular interactions. Like, make the focus be that John going under thing. Like, make that the mini arc of the first 3 episodes. And let it be just Team RWBY and Team Juniper interacting at school, and like have it be set early on in either Volume 1 or Volume 2. So it's like this like there's this tension still between the group, but you have time to actually establish that tension and those personality problems. Instead of trying to rush like the whole opening of the show, you now just establish the characters through everyday life at Beacon. It's like you can establish everything you need to understand them just through a regular school setting. We see it every year with the dozen of other anime that come out and establish their main cast in the first 3 episodes at a high school. It's like, it's the most stock standard you can do for an anime, and you blundered the chance to make it easy. And then you blundered it by making it even lazier. Just...
I mean, we could keep it on Crunchyroll and talk about how High Guardian Spice did that. You know, High Guardian Spice, the What If RWBY Was an Anime show.
I never even watched High Guardian Spice. I just know it because of the memes.
Yeah, it's like better RWBY, basically.
That's not saying much.
Yeah. That's like, I don't know. All of the hate for it is like completely overblown.
But regardless, like I mean, okay, points for this episode because it has Bat Whitley. That's fun. Although he looks like Volume 7 Weiss.
I mean, he looks like a bat, but
no, he literally has like the hair curlies that Weiss has in Volume 7. Yeah, it literally just looks like they took Weiss's hair and plopped it on him and removed the baguette.
We get like Ruby's dream, and then she just like takes that big old hair off and takes a bite out of it.
Weiss just wakes up shell shocked.
Like, they tried to play up really hard that like why you think Weiss is close to me? Like, they're like going for that ship. That ship has fallen so far.
God, White Rose. I mean, it's still there. It's still alive to like some very minor degree, but everyone just kind of agrees that they don't give a shit about RWBY and Weiss's dynamic anymore. It's like, unless they can reference or meme something from the very beginning of their relationship, they don't ever bring up like the two interacting as much.
Like, one of the first like things was like, or, you know, like it was like the Volume 2 trailer where they like teased it and then they didn't actually. That was like a different scene in the show.
Well, they made it look way more dramatic, so it was like crumbling pillars and everything. And then in the actual one, it was the food fight. And so there's like all this food everywhere, and it's very clear it's just a goofy context where Ruby's screaming, which is still cute. Yeah. It's a bait and switch, but it's still cute.
But it's like, it's weird that I don't know. It's like the ship that was lost to time. It fell into the Bermuda Triangle.
You know what I think
writing
is that like people got so mad about that bait and switch, because even I was mad back then, because I'm like, oh, you bait and switched us. Like, we thought it was a serious White Rose thing that was going to happen, and no, it was literally just a joke. Even
There's more character development in the fucking with the audience than there is in the show.
Yeah, it's like you, and I think after that reaction, they're like, okay, we're not going to play ship baiting on White Rose anymore because we got massive backlash. And then they proceeded to ship bait Bumblebee for 7 years.
Yeah, people like queer baiting, not ship baiting.
Like they settled for, we're going to try and bait this relationship and get those fans involved, and we're going to treat it seriously. Like all of our baiting's not going to be bait. It's just going to be like, it's just going to be there.
We'll never confirm anything because it's more fun that way.
But no, like, I think they learned, like, White Rose, we don't fuck with that, and so they just haven't touched it in, like, years. That's my theory, at the very least. But I'm glad to see that they're trying to bring it back to some degree here in Ice Queendom, though it's, again, if you had just started at the school and done what I suggested, it would make more sense, because you would be spending more time with characters together as opposed to having an entire episode with them completely detached from one another and then waiting for another half an episode for them to actually interact. God, I am the more and more I reflect on it, that those opening 3 episodes really have hurt this premise from the get-go. It's like tripping over a rock at the starting line.
I like how it's just called Dust Shop. Because, like, I guess Weiss never learned the name of it.
Well, she's never gone there. Like, why would she even have a dust shop? That's a question.
Because she sells dust.
But, like,
that's what her family does.
Does she ever need to go to a dust shop? She can literally just, I don't know, order Klein to get her some.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's just why she doesn't know its name. Like, Ruby knows because she goes there, and Weiss doesn't. That's like the one little, like, you know, hey, it's a actually showing like the duality of these characters.
I just
kind of moment.
I just realized Ruby walks into the dust shop and we see her feet standing on a dust shop like welcome mat, and then in the next shot, the distant shot, it's oh man, there's a cat at the door that's being really annoying. Okay. No, but like then she walks in and the mat's gone.
Well, I mean, her whole feet are blocked by that stupid table.
But that's a big mat. That's not a small mat. The shadow people return. Big Nicholas. I imagine that's just what they call that big old statue up there. Now, all right. So some queries about what's going to happen. So do you think
they're gonna make out?
I mean, I'd be down for that. Because, like, honestly, the action scenes have been disappointing otherwise. Like,
no, we need some action scenes.
That's all we need. In 10 out of 10 immediately. And it gives Ruby a great excuse to get out of that stupid fucking outfit of hers. I really don't like how they jump all over the place in this. And I know you can't get around that in Dreams, but it's again just such a who's where when type situation is going to become so common. So okay, let's try and predict where things are going to go. Do we think that Juniper are going to end up in this dream with them, or do you think we're only going to be dealing with those meowing alternate versions of them?
I hope that's just how they act for the rest of the show. I hope that like
not
the
even
dream world
just in the dream, but also outside of it.
Yeah, like I want like the dream world to like break open, and then all of the like dream characters inhabit the real world.
Tomorrow's
and then
barrier.
There's like a which one do I shoot moment with like meowing Jean, and then Jean being like, Ruby, it's me, it's Jean.
I'm not
like,
meowing.
We hang out, and then she shoots him, and then she goes and like scritches Jean behind the ears, and she's like, oh, kitty.
Okay, so do we think that by the end of this they'll like? Obviously, they're rescuing Weiss. That's like the obvious end game for the story. But I mean, it's like, so let's try and figure out how that goes about happening. Do you think Weiss begins to turn on the reality she's in and fight back against it? Do you think that's going to happen? And if so,
do you think that like
when
this is going to be the entire show?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if like the entire show is going to be this, because we have what 8 more episodes of this, something like that.
Oh God. This can't. This couldn't even carry this episode. Like when they ended the episode on a cliffhanger with the fight, I'm like, oh God, they're gonna try to do this for another episode.
It's like, okay, the clarification might be, it's like maybe we'll see dreams start to blend together because they have to be in there for so long. That'd be kind of a fun idea if like suddenly the dreams of all the different characters start blending into one another and we get different designs for them and different realities and the like. Like maybe these preview outfits aren't.
Did the cat just jump up on your desk and meow right in the microphone?
No, the cat just slapped me in the eye.
Oh fuck.
Ow.
Oh fuck. Because I just heard you talking and then I heard a meow and I'm like, did I fall asleep? Am I dreaming? Like, oh no, is this what I think of right now? Just a cat?
Ow. I'm glad you don't have claws. I'd be fucking Nick Fury'd by now.
Oh shit.
He has never done that to me before. What the hell?
Oh, yeah, no, he's like, you don't understand soccer.
All right, well, if you want out of here, buddy, I'll let you out. Here, you can go.
He wants to be in like a state of temporal flux between in the door and out of the door, like all cats want.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was just bizarre. Okay.
Rude cat. God, the thought of them like doing this with Weiss and then going into like everyone else's dream, like if they spend the rest of the series in Weiss's dream, that's gonna suck. But I think if they go into like everyone else's dream and just like tokenly interact with like, Ruby's perception of reality, and then Weiss's, I mean, and then Blake's, and then Yang's, and then, you know, the Juniper dream, the one dream that Juniper shares, because they're going to run out of episodes by that point. Like, I think that's just going to be like the worst, most wanky thing ever. Like, oh, I could tell these characters stories without, you know, like, oh, I'll use visual storytelling, but like in a dream world where it's just like very, very unsubtle symbolism. It's like, if they actually do that, like the people have said, I mean, you know, like completely jaded and sad people have said that they, RWBY team made this poorly on purpose to make the actual show look better. And it's like, that's
weird, because this is still better than the actual show at current.
No, I don't agree.
What?
No.
Really?
No, yeah.
Okay.
At least
I'm not comparing it to like original Volume 1. I'm talking about Volume 8 and 9 as far as we are aware.
I don't know. Volume 8 was kind of good. Kinda.
You do not share that sentiment with many people.
Yeah. Well, not a lot of people think that Volume 4 is the best one either, so they can go be wrong. I'm not their mom. You can make your own life choices.
The wrong ones.
But yeah, I would much rather have like Trainwreck, The Room style RWBY than like this.
No, I completely agree. I'm talking like on a mechanical level. Like, even though it has like weird dream stuff going on, I think it's more sound than most of RWBY at times. But like the problem is, some of the most enjoyable moments of RWBY have been when it just doesn't fucking work. So it's like
exactly
very much like it's back to that criticism that like has been throughout the heart of Ice Queendom in the first 3 episodes. It doesn't have the charm. It doesn't have the RWBY charm. You also get like people that were talking about the differences in like Japanese versus American humor, which is really weird. Like, they were like, oh no, they're doing more Japanese humor for Ice Queendom instead of American humor. It's for a Japanese audience. I'm like, well, one,
I mean, they didn't do much American humor in regular RWBY.
Well,
besides Birdie No, which they cut. I guess Japanese people don't like funny things.
Well, no, like just like the levity and the way they attempt to like, they had like kind of comedic conversations and deliveries. Like going back to that Blake line in when she's talking to Yang and RWBY for the first time, where it's like, this almost as nice as this book, which I will continue to read once you are gone. Like that
was delivered like a joke in the first, or in the actual RWBY.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a ha-ha funny joke. It was just oh, this girl is not taking them seriously, and she's like just funnily asking them to leave. It's not a laugh out loud, but it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of amusing. That kind of stuff is completely absent from Ice Queendom, and everyone's like, well, you know, Japanese animation tells jokes through, you know, over-the-top facial expressions and exclamations and the like, and I'm like...
And they're not doing that either.
They're not really doing that either, and two, if you're adapting something, why don't you adapt what was an element at the core heart of it? At least in the first few volumes, that was there almost the entire way through Volume 3, until things got super serious. It seems so strange to me how they're going about adapting the show in what seems to be like the most deflated way possible.
Like, have you seen the Halo thing, the Halo adaptation?
No, I have not.
Well, they completely just ditched the Halo story. Like, they didn't even attempt to tell the Halo story.
Oh yeah, they ditched it so hard they didn't even play the games.
and I respect it so much for that, because like they were probably just told like, oh hey, this thing Halo is popular, do a Halo, you know, make a Halo, and they're like, okay, whatever you say, we'll call it Halo. And then they just like made their own thing, and I respect that so much. And it's like, I feel kind of like they're going like halfway on that with RWBY. Like, they're doing their own thing, but they're like keeping so many elements from it that it's just kind of in the uncanny valley of throwing shade.
I think what doesn't help is that they were like, it's canon adjacent. Going back to that complaint, it's like, what the fuck does canon adjacent mean? It means it's canon until the canon show says it's not. That's basically
which is
it.
In the past, because this is a retelling of the first volume.
It is so, it's like, okay, so is it canon or not? It doesn't matter. It's like, the fuck?
I mean, RWBY's not, RWBY itself is canon adjacent, so I guess they got it right in that respect. But yeah, no, it's so weird.
This is a really weird show. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, and it's not weird in an entertaining way. It's just like it's like they want you to take it seriously when that's not how you interact with regular RWBY.
Yeah,
like the RWBY actual like RWBY characters. I'm trying to think, like, do they have more personality? Because that was one of the big complaints that I had about like the first couple of volumes, is that they didn't really have personalities. Like, to the point where the things that they did that were like actual truly mistakes on their part, that they retconned out as soon as they realized people were thinking that way, were far more interesting than what they landed on. Like how RWBY and Yang were racist, and then they didn't bring that back in the in Ice Queen, or how like Adam was, you know, like a freedom fighter for his people,
let's
and then
be
they
clear.
were just like,
they haven't brought Yang back for Ice Queen. Like, Yang so far is still like completely devoid of personality so far. Like, so the actual characters in RWBY, volume 1 and 2, like, they have more personality than these people. Even though they were, like, you know, RWBY had her scene that got cut because it was like, you know, one of those like immediate retcon moments where, you know, in the end of episode 3, when she's like, I didn't get to bring my friends with me when I graduated from Signal. And then in the next episode, which is like the next morning, she's like, I don't need people. I drink milk. And it's like, okay, those are two very conflicting personality traits, but like she had both of them, and in this she just has nothing. Like, this is volume 4 RWBY. And what's interesting is when you try and connect those conflicting personality traits, you get an interesting character where RWBY's complaining about it openly, but then the next morning she's like kind of maybe resolved herself to like not needing friends. Like, she's convinced herself and she's trying to bolster herself openly. She's not trying to say it to Yang, she's trying to say it to herself. It's like you can see there's dots to connect there, even if they're contradictory elements, but in here there's nothing.
Well, I mean, by the time we got to, you know, the best episode of RWBY, you know, volume 2, episode 6, where Ozpin is trying to tell her that she needs friends, I'm like, oh, okay, so that first line was just a mistake. Like, that's RWBY to me.
Well, then,
right there.
Like, that gets into an interesting bit. Is like, did she even have friends at Signal? Maybe that was like a smokescreen excuse that she was making to Yang when she was complaining about things. Like,
Yang has the background characters as friends who never come up again. And even when she's like at the dance, she's all alone. And then the commentary is all like, Yang is so popular and cool and everyone loves her, except that we've never actually shown her interact with anyone but RWBY.
See, this is why I love RWBY. There's so many different ways you can interpret what the fuck is going on and like make them in interesting, cool ways, and they just don't.
Did they write this on ketamine or PCP? We'll never know.
Final verdict on this episode. It was it's all right.
Yeah,
I had
4 out of 10.
I had a decent time with friend. That's fine. Yeah, 4 out of 10. It didn't shit the bed.
Yeah,
the episodes 1 through 3 are still doing that for it pretty badly.
Yeah, there's still shit in the bed. This just didn't add to it, which I guess is an improvement. I don't know. I know. Crescent Rose Snowboard, 10 out of 10. How could I forget?
Fair. We can give it a spike in quality. Like, it goes to like 11 out of 10. It pulls it up by 1 point. It's a 5 out of 10. No.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Okay.
Best anime ever.
If you like this content, everyone, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notifications of new stuff that comes out like this. And if you really want to support the channel, please consider donating $1 or more to my Patreon. For that amount, you get access to the Team Frostbite Discord server where I, FatmanFalling, Dashy Lee, and a whole host of other people.
A whole husk of other
people from around the RWBY community are regularly active and chill out, such as the Sketchy Huntsman. And if you don't feel like donating to me, you can always donate to Fatman's Patreon. He has a bunch of...
And if you donate to my Patreon, you can see us react to Star Trek Picard.
Fun stuff there.
Yeah.
We have fun little stuff that goes on, like every single Friday night. At least I try to do Bad Fan Fiction Night, where I read bad fan fiction along with a co-host to all the people that want to join in and listen. It's a fun time. We have a blast typically. So I would love to see you guys there. Please be sure to share this around because that really is what gears the algorithm. And is there anything else to mention?
No.
Don't do ketamine, do PCP.
Don't do ketamine, don't do PCP.
No.
If you're gonna write, pick downers.
All right. Thank you all.
The demonetization speedrun right at the end there.
Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.
Bye-bye.